We have just a few minutes left before the coffee break. I understand you are a little bit tired by now, but I will abuse the powers of the host a little bit to share with you some information about Racurs. It's not going to be technical, a mere look at our evolution, at our present and the future. We're celebrating the 20th anniversary this year, and a lot has been said about what we do, so let me take a few minutes of your time to go over what we do, where we're headed, and what we've achieved so far. This shows you the key landmarks. We were created in 1993. We design and develop photogrammetric software, data distribution applications. We contribute to scientific projects. I don't want to make my presentation too strict. It should be lyrical, you know, like homey. So it is at this point where we decided to establish Racurs. We couldn't do it without a bottle of vodka, of course. It was 20 years ago. The word PHOTOMOD wasn't around at that time. And the reason why we are closely connected with ISPRS is because in 1995, the first seminar took place organized by ISPRS on a cruise liner. I don't think they continue to organize such seminars. So the night before my presentation, I was drafting my presentation. Suddenly the word PHOTOMOD out of the blue came into my mind, and we never knew that it would stick, but it did stick for so many years. And there's a few other milestones. Ever since our outset, we quickly started to integrate with the global technology, global science. We were invited in 1993 to the first forum on technology transfer between East and West, organized in France. It was very challenging, as you can see on this picture. These are the organizers of the forum. This is Attaché for Science, Mr. Christophe, with the Russian embassy, and an assistant to the attaché is Jérôme Depay. They were the key organizers of the forum. Judging by the expression on their faces, it was a big challenge. This is where we were introduced to French company Continental Services, and for some reason they decided to promote our technology, even though it wasn't created yet. And we started to have first customers. The original PHOTOMOD version came available in English. In 1995 it was translated into Russian. The first package was sold to Surgutneft. We are still interacting and liaising with that company. Their representative is here simply because we cooperate simply because they bought the first PHOTOMOD ever in Russian. We continue to develop our distribution network. The first distribution agreement was signed with an Austrian company, Progis. We realized that we had to start to use some complicated words. So we asked them to draft a business plan for us around 95, 96. So they put together a business plan by which in 3 years' time we could squeeze Mr. Bill Gates on the Forbes list. You know, that was a very good business plan. It looked nice. As we read through the business plan, we thought, well, life, we're set up for life. We don't have to do anything else. We will be rich, wealthy, and everything of that sort. But in 96, PHOTOMOD adopted the structure, the face that it has now. We came by the original modules responsible for orientation, stereovectorization, orthophoto plan creation. We continue to work on ground photogrammetry. So this is the structure as established in 1995. We continue to develop, of course, as shown on this detailed list. As Professor Konechny keeps saying during his presentations, automation becomes important to increase productivity. So the key operations in PHOTOMOD are fully automatic, as most of the other photogrammetric systems like DEM generation or orthophoto creation and others. We have representatives from space companies. Only in 2009 had we started to support data produced from scanned images. In 2009, I think we caught up with all space systems, and all systems are now supported by PHOTOMOD, practically all of them. And if anything is launched in the world into space, within a matter of 1 month, we manage to include support for those satellites. The latest satellites launched in Russia, Canopus, Racurs, and Pleiades French constellation, are fully supportable in PHOTOMOD. At the moment, PHOTOMOD supports all the sensors available worldwide, and UAVs are also supported. We are working energetically around the world. Our systems are installed in 70 countries of the world. There is a good distribution. As mentioned on the first day of our conference on Saturday, the only continent where PHOTOMOD is not represented yet is the Antarctic region, but we're doing everything we can to make sure it finds its way there as well. We have a system of dealers who we are interacting with successfully and very professionally, and I hope friendly relationships. Some of the representatives of these companies, like Filippo Campolo from Italy, Yanis Ianiris from Greece, and a few others, are here in attendance. Now, where are we headed? Where do we go with PHOTOMOD? It's always gratifying to speak after Mr. Konechny, because he gives you all the trends, and all you have to do is to confirm that you are moving along the same track. So PHOTOMOD is designing dense models. We implemented a semi-global matching approach, and we have some regional fully automatic 3D modeling systems, which will be covered by Dr. Sechin. A few examples of fully automatic models you can see here. You can see that even tracks, railroad tracks, can be seen here. It's just these pictures are small. We can see cars clearly. These are fully automatic solutions. Similarly, when it comes to 3D modeling, we can talk about raster models and 3D models, the ones that can connect and be used as 3D GIS. It's just a small representation of how aerial survey produced a product where you can see a lot of houses, fully texturized. You can see this later. I cannot but keep mentioning Professor Konechny, who mentioned a Pixel Factory, which is fully automatic. Of course, we have been doing that as well. And there is PHOTOMOD Conveyor system that some of space enterprises use already. This will be a fully automatic system to create orthophotos based on space images. This is approximately how the interface looks. You have just one button and all the rest is taken care of by the system, and you can cover up to 1 million square meters. I mean seamless orthophoto mosaics per day. No operator interference is necessary. We have done this project together with our sponsors of this conference, STT Group, which did optimization of cluster system, and I'm nearing the end of my analysis here. A few words about production. We've done a lot of projects. Some of them are a matter of pride to Racurs. For example, BD Topo project. Since we're in France, it makes sense. We also contributed as a sole Russian company. We contributed to a topographic database for France, for French territory. So it's a French map allowed for use, and that underlies the French mapping agency basic map. So the minute we mention that we contributed to this project, no further questions are asked about quality of our work, because we had people, controllers, with stopwatches to make sure we do our work right. And it turned out that the productivity of operators, the quality of our work were in conformity with French standards. With only exception, the French used their own system, specifically designed for BD-Top, and we used universal photo mode that is used in all the projects, so I think it's something we can be proud of. And a few words about the history of our conferences. We're now in France for the 13th conference. It's always so nice to look at this picture. I think we will recognize this person, Professor Konechny. Christian, do you recognize this person? It's Professor Grün. It's Professor Grün playing soccer as one of the top players. We like this picture. It used to hang on the wall in our office, saying system PHOTOMOD is only for people who mean business, only for serious people. In fact, recollecting these conferences, we can go on and on about them. We just love organizing them, and we think that it is our mission to create such global club. And there are funny stories associated with each conference. I remember when we were in IRCON speaking over the phone, I forgot that there is a bear attached to a chain somewhere, and when somebody embraced me, hugged me by feet, I realized that it was a bear hugging me. So there's always to remember, there is a lot of dancing going on at each conference, no doubt about it. You'll be the judge. PHOTOMOD system is being promoted worldwide, and we organize workshops in many countries. I can't even remember all of them. This must be Italy, China, Portugal, Russia, Malaysia, Turkey. Our people travel there to give master classes. Racurs contributes to international fairs and conferences, ISPRS conferences, to name just a few, in Melbourne, in China. And we do hope, actually, we are absolutely certain that we will see many of you, and you will see us at the Congress in Prague, where I invite you once again. Thank you very much. We've completed the first session of our conference. We started to work. Now let's break for coffee. We'll go back to this room.